Why do no grocery stores have powdered sugar anymore? I get toilet paper hoarding, but powdered sugar? Come on, people. Vice President Mike Pence has spent some decent chunk of the past 3+ years defending Donald Trump's indefensible statements. What the president meant and what the president was getting at are key phrases of the Pence vocabulary. See, Trump isn't really bullying and boorish. He's frank and a straight shooter or something. Now, Pence does this for a simple reason. He would like to be president, and being on Trump's good side is the only way that happens. And the only way to consistently stay on Trump's good side is to relentlessly defend him from any and all criticism. It's basically math. Which brings me to Pence's most recent defense of Trump over, yes, you guessed it, the coronavirus. So in an interview with CNN's Wolf Blitzer in late March, Pence sought to defend Trump's past statements downplaying the coronavirus, suggesting that the president was simply projecting hope and optimism, and at no time had Trump, in Pence's word, belittled the virus. Watch this.
I don't believe the president has ever belittled the threat of the coronavirus.
Yeah. As a favor to Mike Pence, this is a public service to all of you, I decided it might be worth taking a stroll down memory lane of all the times Donald Trump literally belittled the coronavirus and the threat it posed to America over these past few months. Step into my time machine, won't you? It's just behind that door. Trust me, it's entirely safe. Won't hurt a bit. Number one.
We have it totally under control. It's one person coming in from China, and we have it under control. It's going to be just fine.
That's Trump way back on January 22nd, the first time he was asked publicly about the coronavirus. It was in a sit-down with CNBC's Joe Kernan at, of all places, the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Now, what's amazing about the interview is not just Trump downplaying the virus as a threat, but also how, when questioned by Kernan about whether China was being transparent enough about the coronavirus, Trump replied like this, quote, I do. I have great relationship with President Xi. We just signed probably the biggest deal ever made. By late March, Trump had totally reversed course on China, insisting the country was to blame for making the virus worse in the United States due to a fundamental lack of transparency. Number two.
We pretty much shut it down coming in from China.
Okay, so this one came in the start of February in an interview between Donald Trump and Fox News' Sean Hannity. Trump then and now was touting his decision to close down travel from China as effectively stopping the virus cold. A little over 2 months after this interview, coronavirus had sickened more than 337,000 Americans and killed more than 9,600. Number three, the coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. We are in contact with everyone in all relevant countries. CDC and World Health have been working hard and very smart. Stock market starting to look very good to me. This Trump tweet came on February 24th. On that day, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed just under 29,000. Exactly 1 month later, it closed under 21,000. It has since rebounded somewhat to around 22,000. Number four.
We're going down, not up. We have it so well under control. I mean, we really have done a very good job.
Trump said this on February 26th at the Coronavirus Task Force Daily Press Briefing. At that point, there were 60 confirmed coronavirus cases in the US, the vast majority of which, 42, were passengers aboard the Diamond Princess, you remember that ship. Now, since that time, the number of corona cases in America has increased roughly 5,000-fold. Number five.
It's a little like the regular flu that we have flu shots for. And we'll essentially have a flu shot for this in a fairly quick manner.
So Trump spent much of February and even well into March drawing the flu comparison as a way to suggest the media was overreacting to the threat coronavirus posed. This has never been true for lots and lots of reasons. Let's go through them. Coronavirus is more easily transmissible than the flu. It's more deadly than the flu. We have no vaccine or shot for coronavirus like we do the flu. And because coronavirus is a new disease to humans, we also lack any sort of herd immunity like we have from the flu. Number six.
Going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear. And from our shores, it could get worse before it gets better. It could maybe go away. We'll see what happens. Nobody really knows.
So that was Trump on February 27th. 2-ish weeks later, March 16th, he issued guidance that there should be no gatherings of 10 or more people and that people needed to practice social distancing. He extended all of those guidelines on April 1st through the end of this month. Number seven. No, I'm not concerned at all. No, I'm not. No, we've done a great job. This was Trump's response on March 8th when asked whether he was concerned that the virus was getting closer to Washington, D.C., and in particular, the White House. It was part of a press availability with Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. Now, 4 days after Trump said this, a Bolsonaro press aide who had been with both presidents at Mar-a-Lago tested positive for coronavirus. Number 8. So last year, 37,000 Americans died from the common flu. It averages between 27,000 and 70,000 per year. Nothing is shut down, life and the economy go on. At this moment, there are 546 confirmed cases of coronavirus with 22 deaths. Think about that! This tweet from Trump on March 9th is, for my money, his worst statement on coronavirus. All of the flu comparisons are wrong for all of the reasons I noted above. A week after he sent this tweet, the White House issued guidelines urging Americans to avoid coming within 6 feet of each other. 2 weeks after he sent this tweet, the Dow Jones dropped under 19,000. Think about that. Number 9.
It's a very contagious virus. It's incredible, but it's something that we have tremendous control of.
Trump said that on March 15th, when roughly 6 people in the United States had died from coronavirus. Despite having the virus under tremendous control, deaths have risen by 16,000% since Trump made that remark. Number 10.
I don't believe you need 40,000 or 30,000 ventilators. You know, you go into major hospitals sometimes, they'll have 2 ventilators, and now all of a sudden they're saying, can we order 30,000 ventilators?
This one comes from another Hannity-Trump interview, this one on March 27th, and it features the President of the United States suggesting that governors and hospitals in hard-hit areas like New York are purposely exaggerating their medical needs to keep coronavirus patients alive. Yeah. Last but not least, number 11.
You can call it a germ, you can call it a flu, you can call it a virus. You know, you can call it many different names. I'm not sure anybody even knows what it is.
Infectious disease experts know exactly what coronavirus is, and it's not the flu. Here's how the Centers for Disease Control defines it. Quote, COVID-19 is caused by a coronavirus, end quote. Simple. So let's be honest here, Mike Pence. By saying that the president has never belittled the threat or consequences of coronavirus, you, sir, are belittling the word belittled. And that is the point. We make new Point episodes from my house every Tuesday and Thursday. We are also doing political trivia every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from my Instagram account. Follow that at SalizaC. And in the meantime, stay home and please stay safe.